Hello and welcome back. Today's lesson is on approximation with money. So another useful skill when you're in line, when you're purchasing at the grocery store or Max or wherever, and you want to know approximately how much money are you going to need, or if you know you only have, say, $10, you have a skill to figure out, okay, how much can I really buy as I go through the store here? So our goal is I can successfully look at a series of purchases and approximate final costs both before and after taxes for real world purchases. So what is approximation? Approximation is a good guess. All right. So I'm going to show you how to make a good guess when it comes to making purchases. So what's our strategy? So the strategy is as follows. Round all purchases to the nearest 50 cents or dollar. Okay, so for a lot of us, we're going to go to the nearest dollar because that's a lot easier for us to keep track in the head. Some fancy schmancy people might go down to 50 cents, but you're going to see that they work out pretty close to the same. All right, by rounding up, let's say by rounding up often, we can include our taxes. And I'll talk about that, what I mean by that in a second. All right, because calculating taxes is always a bit of a challenge. And that's it. That's the strategy right there. Okay? So I got an example and I'm going to go through with you. Okay? And here is the comparison. So to the nearest 50 cent and the nearest dollar. Okay? So around the following groceries, it's the nearest dollar or half dollar. That's what we're going to do. So, chips, $1.79. What I would do is I'm going to round up to the nearest 50 cent. And the reason for that is because it's going to help include my taxes. Okay? So $1.79, I'm going to assume that that is a $2 purchase. Now, if we go to the nearest dollar, that is also a $2 purchase. All right? For the next one, salsa, $3.41. All right, going to the nearest 50 cents, I would say this is $3.50. Okay, if I was asked to go to the nearest dollar, then $3.41 would have to go down to $3. All right, cheese, $8.29. So $8.29, if I round, 29 is closer to 50 than 8, so I'll go that direction. Over here to the nearest dollar, it's going to be $8. Milk, $3.69. So again, it's going to go down, so that becomes $3.50. But if I go to the nearest dollar, now again, that's because 75 is the midway point, so 69 is closer to 50. That's why I rounded down. But in terms of rounding to the nearest dollar, I'm looking at the milk saying that's about $4 purchase. Okay. Hot dog buns. So the nearest 50 cents, because it's 39, it's going to be closer to $2.50. For the nearest dollar, I'm looking at $2. So I'm just rounding to the nearest 50 cents and the nearest dollar. Bread, $1.69. It's closer to $1.50. 69. $1.69 rounding. I'm looking at that loaf of bread and saying it's pretty much a $2 purchase. Cookies, 19 cents, $5.19. It must be a big bag of cookies for $5.19, or it better be. They will both round down to $5. Now $6.49 for cereal. This one is going to be $6.50 for my 50 cent. Now here's where we go to the nearest dollar. It's not a hard and fast rule. You can't really make a mistake here because I'm going to say $6.50, $6.49. That's almost halfway. I'm going to round it up to $7. okay? Because it's close enough to halfway. I want to overestimate to make sure I have enough money, okay? So I'm going to pause the video here because I'll do the adding, even though you won't know it's been paused. And voila, I did the adding. So I just took the calculator and, well, actually I didn't do the calculator. I did it in my head, but I added up this column right here. All right, so I just added those up in my head. All right, everything's in 50 cents. So you had 2 plus 350, so it's 550, $6 plus 8, so on and so forth. And I found that rounding to the nearest 50 cents was $33. Now, for the majority of us, and I'll be honest, this is a lot quicker for me because everything is $1, right on the dollar. So 3 plus 2 is 5, plus 8 is 13, 17, 19, 21, 26, 33. When we rounded to the nearest 50 cent, round to the nearest dollar, look at that. It worked out to exactly the same amount, no matter which one you chose. So typically for you and myself, okay, rounding to the nearest dollar is a pretty good estimation, or a quick estimation for how much. Now the actual total, for some of them they're curious with that, if I add up that column there, I get $32.94 is the exact value. Look how close that is just with our approximations. All right, we are pretty much right on the nose, and we are rounding to the nearest 50 cents and the nearest dollar. So impressive, eh? So that's a quick way on how you can approximate how much your purchase will be. Okay. So finishing this up. This works if you're going up to the food booth at the arena or maybe at the ballpark. So we want to approximate how much it's going to cost us. So if you buy 2 bags of chips, so in my head, I'm going to look at chips, $1.79. So that's $2. I'm getting 2 of them times $2. So that's going to be $4 for chips. All right. 1 salsa, so $3.41. So I can round down or up here. It won't matter. So I'm going to round down. So that's $3. And 1 milk, which I'm not quite sure why I'd have salsa with milk, but hey. And 1 times, now $3.69. Let's make that $4. So in my head, 4 plus 4 is 8, 9, 10, 11. So I had better have about $11 in my pocket if I want to make this purchase. All right. If we're buying cheese, so 1 cheese right there. So $8.29, so that's going to be $8. 2 hot dog buns. 2 hot dog buns, so 2 at, let's call it $2. So that's going to be $4. And 3 breads. I'm going to round that out to $2. So 3 times 2. So that'll be $6. 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 8. I'm going to need at least a $20 bill in my pocket if I'm going to make that purchase. If I'm buying a milk, so a milk is $3.69, so that's $4. And 2 cereals, $6.49. Again, it's on the bubble, so I'm going to add up or round up on it. So 2 times 7. So that gives me $14. So that means that this purchase here, 14 and 4, is $18. All right. And now for the actual values. So if we look at the actual prices, I just did them quickly here. The first one we said was we approximated to be about $11. It's actually $10.68. So pretty much right on the nose. The next one we said was $18. The actual was $18.14, so we're a little low, but we already said on that one, I said you better have a $20 bill in your pocket. You would have been fine with a $20 bill. And finally, the last one we said was $18 we estimated. This one turned out only to be $16.67 or $17, so pretty close on all of them. So you can see that rounding to the nearest dollar, how close it gets us to the actual price. Okay? Off to the worksheet. If you have any questions, make sure you ask, and we'll see you in the next video.